back to my channel. It's your girl Judy, and today I'm giving you guys fierce. Okay, if it's your first time stopping by, thank you for stopping by. Subscribe to my channel, watch my other videos, like this video and all my videos. Join the family. Okay, so let's get to this beat. To not waste time, I did my brow off camera, and now I'm going to moisturize my face with the Cosmetics Moisture Potion. This was my first time trying out this moisturizer, and it didn't have a smell. I kept on trying to see if I can get a smell, but like it had no smell. But I kind of liked it though. So now moving on to eyeshadow, I'm prepping my lids with my LA Girl Medium Beige Concealer. And now I'm going in with this 3D Cut Beauty Sponge from Sigma Beauty. And this is the first time I'm using this beauty sponge. And I actually like it. Like, it's not bad. It's not the softest beauty sponge, but it's really not bad. And it like blended out my concealer evenly. And I like it. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Sigma Beauty Warm Neutral Volume 2 palette. I'm going to take that flesh tone, well, my flesh tone color. And I'm going to be using that above my crease, like closer to my brow bone. Would that make sense? Let me show you how to run like a rover. She wanna pose like a freezer, cause she know that my name is the Jaguar. Baby fly to Ibiza, with me come take a breeze. She wanna put me on a teaser, as she make bad money. Just want to blend. For the next shade, I'm using this chocolate brown color from the same palette, and I'm gonna be using this to create a crease. My crease is kind of low, and I like to create another one because yeah, that one's kind of low, so I'm just popping that above my crease, like way above my crease. So I kind of like OD'd on that brown color on my crease. I didn't want it to be that prominent, so I went in with my Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsession palette, and I just used that color to soften the brown. And as you can see in the next clip, it will look so much better and so much blown out. That right here looks so much better. So yeah, that was what I was going for. So I'm just switching brushes. The brush I'm using now is a Sigma Beauty Diffused Crease Brush. And I really like this brush. It's like really small, precise. It gets the job done. So now to cut my crease, I will be using this brush. It's from Real Techniques. I believe it's the small detailing brush. I think it comes in the set of 4. Yeah, so it's just a really small brush. And I kind of like freehand drew my cut crease this time. I think I prefer doing my cut crease this way. I know they say the stamping method is like the most precise way to get it done, but this is what works for me. So this is how I do my cut crease. Also, I am cutting my crease with the Pretty Weeze base in number 2, and I'm just like spreading out the concealer evenly on my eyes. Okay, so once I'm okay with that, I'm gonna set all the areas. I put the Pretty Weeze base with that whitish creamy shade from the same Sigma Beauty palette, and I'm just gonna pop that all over my lid to give me the color I'm interested in. I'm gonna take that other color and I'm gonna use that to start smoking out the end of my cut crease. I also went in with the shade After Hours from the same Sigma Beauty Warm Neutrals palette, and I was just going in between these 2 colors and like smoking out the outer corner of my eyes. So going in with the Younger Beauty eyeliner. I talk about this eyeliner in almost all my videos because like that's the only eyeliner I'm using at the moment because I really like it. And yeah, it's really dark, it's felt tip, it gets the job done. So I love the eyeliner.
she make bad money put baby. She wanna bump my bumper until I run. Lady, she wanna run up and down my wide train gum. Checking BS
So I decided to play with a little bit of glitter, and I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics glitter primer on my lid, well, the center part of my lid actually, and then I'm gonna follow with the So Pro chunky glitter. We're gonna pop that on the middle part of my lid. So now for my lashes, I'm using this one from Glam Girl Beauty brand, and this is the style Egypt. And finally, we're done with our eyes. So for our base, I'm going to be going in with the NYX Pore Filler because my skin has not been my best friend. So I have a lot of like unevenness on my skin. So I'm going to use this on the areas I have the most unevenness, which is usually around my nose and my forehead. So to smoothen out my base, I'm going to use this first, and then I'm going to go in with my foundation. So for foundation, I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Hydration Foundation in the shade 370. And I'm using this brush from Real Techniques. And I think this is a new buffing foundation brush because it's smaller than the old one. And I kind of really like this brush. This is my first time trying it out, and I really like it. And I've not been able to drop this brush since I started using it. So yeah, it's really good. So now I'm just going to highlight my face with my LA Girl concealer in the shade yellow, I think. And you guys already know the drill, so I'm just going to let you watch and see, because I do this in like all my videos.
Baby girl, come closer. Let me show you how to run like a rover. She wanna pose like a freezer, cause she know that my name is the Jaguar. Baby, fly to Ibiza. With me, come take a breeze. She wanna put me on a teaser. As she make bad money, put
So now I'm just blending out my concealer with the Sigma Beauty sponge again. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have high hopes with this sponge when I felt it because it's not the softest, but it does get the job done. Like, it blended out my concealer so smoothly and nicely, and I was wowed. Also, I am an affiliate with Sigma Beauty, so I do have a discount code and a link that you can use to get 10% off if you want to purchase anything from Sigma Beauty. The palette I use is also from Sigma Beauty, and they also have amazing brushes, which I always use on my channel. If you're an OG, you would know. So if you want to cook anything from them, I'll leave it in my description box. Also, you need to know that I also get a percentage if you purchase anything from Sigma Beauty using my link. So I'm helping you and you're helping me as well. So definitely check it out if it's something that you're interested in. To contour my face, I'm going to be using my Juvia's Place concealer, and I'm just going to use this to chisel out my face. So I really am not the biggest fan of cream contour on the nose, but I really wanted a snatched look today. So I kind of played with a little bit of like cream contour on my nose, and I really liked how it turned out. If you're not someone that like wants a really chiseled look, you can skip this step, but this was what I was going for. And once I blended it out, it looked seamless and looked good. So now I look kind of crazy, but at the end it was all seamless and nice.
step up in the club, girl, I must say, checking bells, okay, baby. Check out the whole okay, checking bells, okay. As you step up in the club, girl, I must say, yeah, show, show. Oh.
That's nicely done. I'm gonna follow up with setting all the areas I highlighted with my Airspun translucent setting powder and this brush from Sigma Beauty. It's an easy bake setting brush, and I'm just gonna pack that on all the areas I put the lighter concealer.
Checking bells, okay, baby. Check out the whole okay, checking bells, okay. As you step up in the club, girl, I must say, baby girl, come closer. Let me show you how to run like a rover. She wanna pose like a freezer, cause she know that my name is the Jaguar. Baby fly to Ibiza, with me come take a breeze. She wanna put me on a teaser.
So to line my eyes, I'm using the Sleek lip liner, and I think this is in the shade Purple or Plum, not sure, but I use this on my waterline. Going back into my Sigma Beauty palette, I'm going to take that plum shade and I'm going to use that to smoke out my lower lash line. So now to kind of marry in my whole face together so it looks like one, I'm going to take my face powder, and this one's from MAC. It's the Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in, I think it's the shade Dark. So now to bronze my face, I'm using my face definer palette from Sickle, and I'm taking that middle dark shade. I'm going to use this to set all the areas I put the darker concealer and to kind of like bronze up my skin. So after all the powdering and blending, my brows were looking kind of crazy, so I went in with this brow pencil from Talk Glam. This is the one I used to do my brows, by the way, and I really like this pencil. It's in the shade dark brown, and yeah. So for blush, I'm going in with my Mood Beauty Bloom palette, and I'm going to take the first two shades. This is the shades I use all the time. For blush, I don't use different blushes. So if you guys have other blushes you think I should try out, please leave the comments down below and I'll be sure to try them out. But for now, these are my favorite blushes. So okay, time to highlight my face. I'm going in with my Zickel Sparkling Honey Dust Highlighter, and I really love this shade. Just gonna pop that on all the areas I wish to highlight. Now, because I don't want my bottom lashes to look naked, I'm just putting some mascara, and the one I'm using is from Zion Cosmetics. Okay, so now I'm lining my lips with the same Sleek Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Plum. I'm just going to use this to line my lips. So now for lipstick, I'm using my NYX Liquid Matte Lipstick, and it's in the shade Kings. It's a more pinkish nude, but it's more pinkish than nude, to be honest. So now as a topper, I'm going in with my Kim Kardashian X Courtney lip gloss. I think this lip gloss has been discontinued, but it was the middle shade in the collection. So if you have it, you know that this gloss is bomb. I don't know why they discontinued it though, but I really, really, really love this gloss. So now going in with some regular clear gloss. I think I got this from the beauty supply store. I think it's the absolute clear gloss. So yeah, because I want my lips to look really, really juicy. So to set my face, I'm using my Tim Essential Setting Spray. This is the glow setting spray. It's kind of like dewy. And that completes this look, guys. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. The full detail on this look will be left in my description box for you. Till next time, guys, stay blessed, stay safe. Bye.
Sure.